Okay, my name is Jeff Gregg, and I'm about to show you how to, on a phone, undo something without an undo function. So why would you want to do that? First of all, there's nothing worse when you're typing, say, an email on a phone, especially if you type it with your finger, than selecting, say, a big section of text and then pressing the wrong key to find that you have now deleted the big section of text, in which you've selected it all and you've touched the key and then it's all disappeared. I'll show you an example of this in a minute. If you're using a computer, you have an undo function, which can be put things back to the way they were before you pressed the wrong key. Generally, a few exceptions, phones don't have undo functions. So one of the exceptions is some of the word processing functions that are built into phones. Okay. Actually, they do have an undo function, and that is done by instigating what's called a Control Z. That's holding down the Control key and pressing the Z key at the same time, which is the keyboard shortcut for undoing anything. And that applies on most computer operating systems. But phones don't have a Control key. Well, actually they do. It's not usually given on a standard phone. But you can download a non-standard keyboard onto your phone. And one of the classic examples, this is Hacker's Keyboard. But before I show you the Hacker's Keyboard, let's show you the problem I'm talking about. So I've got a whole lot of text here, as you can see. All right. I've got all this text. All right. So if I were to do a long press on it on a phone, all right, and then press this button and then say select all. So I've selected all the text, not a problem. Okay. All the text is selected. Then if I just press one key, for example, I press the Q key, all that text disappears and it's replaced by the Q key. So I need to be able to undo it. So undo it, you press Control Z. Now, this is the Hacker's Keyboard at the bottom of the screen here. Control Z isn't currently showing. There's a special way of getting it to show it. I'll talk about that later on. And I'll talk in another probably video how to install the Hacker's Keyboard. Right? But I'm going to swipe left and I get a different layout of keyboard. All right. And whoops, I'm not doing what I want it to do. Sorry, swipe left. I'm pressing the wrong way. Okay. All right. Notice down the bottom now, I've got a key marked CTRL and there's a Z key. I've also got an FN key. I've also got an Alt key. I've also got left and right arrow keys and up and down arrow keys. But if I press the CTRL, touch the CTRL, notice a little highlight appears on it, indicating I've touched the CTRL. And now I press the Z key, which is Control Z. Notice those last things I just did are undone, right? Control Z again, Control Z again, Control Z again, Control Z again, Control Z again. And I've only got the Q key there, Control Z, and boom, there we are, all of my text back again. It's an undo key. And notice there are multiple levels of undo. And this was only in an email. And this email program doesn't have an undo function. There's nothing at the top here. There's nothing that says undo. I'm just using the functions of the Hacker's Keyboard. Okay. Now, I'm just going to swipe left again. Swipe left. I've got to go that way. Right. I'm going back to a different keyboard. Then I'm back to the original keyboard. Okay. That's the original format of the Hacker's Keyboard. Okay, if you want to know how to install Hacker's Keyboard, all right, I'll do another video of that, which I'll put a link to below this. If you want to know a lot of the other functions that the Hacker's Keyboard do, I'll put other functions in that as well. But there's lots of things you can do on a phone that you simply haven't been able to do because you haven't got the keyboard functions to be able to do it. And one of them, as you see there, was Control Z, undo. All right. There's Control Copy, there's Control Paste, there's all sorts of things, lots of things you can do if you've got a keyboard that allows you to do it, just that's not usually available on most phones. Okay, that's enough about that. If you want to know any more about that, send me an email. But that's how you can undo functions on a phone without an undo function. All right, see you later. Cheers.